Internets, how the heck are you today? Are we in a ship mood or are we in a squid mood? I think we're in a ship mood. You like that, ship? Get it, ship? Yeah, so we got something a little different today. You probably look at these spinners down here and be like, wait a minute, Tim, we've seen these. I've seen the atrium. I know Tom's making some kick-ass spinners over there at Unquiet Hands. I know the Busy Mind's full-size Cortex is almost impossible to get and one of the best spinners, especially in the affordable China range. You know, Zero Feud had these done over in China. Wait a minute, we saw the issues with this guy and all the drama it caused. Although I don't think you've seen it quite as polished as I've got it now. I've polished it up pretty nice. Look at those sides taken down. Yummy, yummy. So why are these out here? Well, we're gonna do something a little different. Before we do that, let's take a look. Ooh, what is this? A double India Pale Ale, B72. Our B72 double IPA is coming at you to drop a hot bomb on your taste buds. I don't know why I put that accent on it, but yeah, so these guys are from St. Albans, Vermont. And I think this was like a limited edition thing they were doing or something, but yeah, a little craft beer for you. So let's get into this and then I'll try to have the skip ahead for the beer time down below. Let's take a sniff. Super fruity. Like most of the time with an IPA, I get like, when you do get the citrus, you know, it's more grapefruity because of the bitter or some floral. I'm getting almost like orange and peach. Pretty smooth, not very bitter. It's not like a hot bomb. It is an 8%. It's juicy. I would consider it juicy. It tastes wet. You might be saying that's kind of weird for beer because it's wet, but I think people know what I'm talking about. Let's pour it. Let's look at the color. Very amber. A little cloudy. We're kind of like blocking the light there a little bit. It's kind of hard the way my camera's positioned. Decent little head on it. Let's smell it now. It's actually, normally the aroma kind of comes out in a glass, but I would smell it definitely stronger in the can. Yeah, it's actually pretty, like, I don't want to say bland, but pretty mellow, all things considered, especially for a double. I wouldn't consider that a double. It almost like hits you up front, like it's going to be really bitter. Like right there, you get hit, but then all of a sudden it's all smooth. Maybe a little floral in there. Yeah, and more almost like a little, like not a super tart orange, but kind of like just hints of orange, almost like an orange zest. Maybe some peach notes, I'm not sure. But yeah, it's pretty good. It's drinkable, especially for 8%. It doesn't taste like it has 8% alcohol in it. All right, anyway, I was probably talking a little quiet and away from the mic. Let's get in here. 322 seems like a good spot to skip ahead. So anyway, so why are these spinners here? Well, because they're spinners I know pretty well, but they're also spinners that are all bearing, like classic bearing removal jobs. I probably won't need this. So I debated about how I was going to do this video. Most of the time when I do videos, especially about bearings, hint, hint, what could this video be about? You probably already know, because you would have seen whatever thumbnail I put up. Excuse me, we've been over that. Sorry about the burps. But yeah, when I do bearings, I really want to spin the bearings and try them out and get a feel for them. But these are such special bearings over FC Essentials. Let's see what we got here. I think that's everything. All right. All right. These are going to be my first experience with, oh heck, much love, kisses heck, with my first experience with full ceramics. So, and they're not known, full ceramics aren't known for their spin time, so I'm not too worried about getting spin time tests on these guys. I really wanted to do an unboxing and do kind of my first experience. So we haven't done an unboxing mail call kind of video in a while. Now, Heck does like to send me bearings for free and test them out and give feedback and all that sort of stuff. And it doesn't ask anything of me other than to give him feedback. But I do like to tell the community what I feel about them as well. But I do like to also pay for bearings from him. So I did buy a set of these and then he sent me a set. So he was like, I was going to send you a set anyway, so now you're getting double. So then he also, you know, heck, he likes to throw in things. So he sent me in some HC2s because he knows how much I love these. So those are for another day. We're going to get back into spin times with those. But yeah, so I got some of each. So we're going to get my initial impressions, and it's nice that I actually have, I mean, they're pretty expensive. I think they're like between 12 and 15 bucks a bearing. But they're full ceramics, so that's kind of what you can expect. They are a little harder to manufacture and make and all that stuff. But what else we can expect, or not what we can expect, he was selling them in like sort of, I think it was just like a pre-order thing where you could get one of each for 36 bucks, as opposed to if you put them all in your cart, they're between 13, I think, and 16 bucks. So if you were to put them all in your cart, which I had in my cart and then saw the pre-order thing, it was either 36 or I think 41 buying them separately. But now I have two to test and see if they're kind of the same. So we've got full ceramics. I just realized I was doing a lot, probably off camera. I wasn't looking at camera, so I apologize, people. But we've got the silicon, which are the black balls with the zirconium oxide races. Then we've got full zirconium, and then we've got full silicone with like some sort of nylon, white nylon cage. So let's take them out. Let's go on here. Now, most of the time, the first thing that I will test with is oh, it's actually it's lighter than I thought. It feels very light. Do I have of course I have like, do I have another bearing laying around? Of course I do. Yeah, they're light bearings. I usually test with the Cortex because it's a really nice spinner. It's one of my favorites, and I think it's probably in my list of favorites, the favorite that has a bearing removal tool. The old vertical press. You can see we got some heck love in there right now for the last thing I was testing in here, which is the new HC-S2. The tightest tolerance of any bearing I've ever seen. You guys saw one of my other videos where I kind of did this little pencil test. I like put a pencil on the spinner to kind of amplify how much it moves up and down. So super tight tolerances. Let's put this on here and see what we're looking at. Let's see, I'm excited, internet. We're 7 minutes in, we haven't even spun anything yet. But most of you that watch don't mind that, so. And if you do, well, I don't want you to watch. I don't pander to you guys, I just do me, and that's what you like, I think, so. I'm not out there asking you, please subscribe, you know, like this video. No, I don't, that's not why I do this. Kind of loose, not super loose, but not super tight, but that's okay. Lots of feedback, getting a little flutter in there. Probably because the bearing's a little loose, it can flutter a little bit. Although this Cortex might be, yeah, no, it feels like the Cortex is more off balance with this in it than it was. How much of that is the spinner? A little judder, or a little wobble in the spinner. Mostly my hand there, though. I don't know if this was the best idea to do for a video, internet, I'll be honest, because I really got to get inside my head to kind of really feel that and think about what we're feeling here. But right off the bat, though, we're getting lots of feedback, getting those good vibrations, but actually a little smoother than I thought. Let's check the noise level here. Yeah, we're getting some good noise through the table. Oh, my camera is touching the table, which we don't want, so hold on, internet, you're going for a slight ride. There you go. It does feel good. I mean, you can kind of tell that the races are harder too. When you've got those hybrid ceramics in there, you can feel that there's harder balls in it. It's kind of hard to describe, but there is a subtlety to that that is nice. And you got to enjoy feedback. Now, in theory, since the races are ceramic and the balls are ceramic, it really shouldn't break in, or if it would break in, it would take an extremely long time. But maybe I'll try and hook one of these up. So that was actually pretty smooth for what I was expecting. Sorry about bumping the camera there, internet. Pretty smooth for what I was expecting. But definitely some good feedback. So let's go. Let's try this. Let's do this. Let's do it right. If I'm going to be trying these, I should try them back to back to see if both bearings feel the same. But we won't spin it that long. Yeah, that's weird. Those bearings feel super light. Oops. Have another sip, shall we? A little sip. Yeah, that's really fruity. And then smooth, like it hits you, and then it's just gone. It's just like, then it waddles away, waddle, waddle, waddle. Then it waddles away to the very next day. Bum, 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 bum. A duck walked up to a lemonade stand, and he said to the man running the stand, hey, bump, 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 you got any grapes? Yeah, you get a brushiness, you get a wispiness to it. You can feel it kind of grinding. It's very wind-like. Like wind through the trees as opposed to like wind through a plane. How's that, Fabian? For your grassy? This is a windy woodsy bearing. Yeah, it's nice. It lets you feel the spinner a little bit. Especially in tries. A lot of tries I like bearings with more feedback in it. I mean, I like feedback bearings in a lot of my spinners, but in tries, especially, a try can be so smooth because it's better balanced that you don't really get to feel the sensation of the spinner. So the vibration lets, you know, some of the subtlety like transition to your hands as opposed to dampening it, kind of enhances it. So here we've got the full zirconium. This feels a little heavier. Then he waddled away, waddle, 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 till the very next day. I should sit in front of my camera, so I'm actually looking through the camera. I normally do my videos looking through the viewfinder, but this one today I've been really looking through the side, and I'm not sure why. Hopefully I've stayed in frame. It's gonna suck if this is not usable. Oh, that's super smooth. I mean, definitely smoother, a little tighter. It's funny, this is the zirconium one, but it reminds me a lot of this one. With the, probably because this is technically, I guess, a softer material. Let's see how loud it is. Yeah, hear that? Yeah, there's a glassiness to this one. How's that? We got a woodsy, windy, and we got a glassy one here. I like that. I like that a lot. Try to feel the transition as you change the axis. Not bad. That's pretty nice. So that one's definitely a smoother kind of a bearing, but still offering some good feedback. And it's nice to have something a little different. So yeah, I don't feel like these are ones I would probably order a lot of. I think if you want the hybrid ceramics, these feel a little more like what I would expect from hybrid ceramics versus these. These are kind of fun to have, to try out, but I feel like if I was going to get these, I'd probably just save some money and get these, the HCSs. The new HCSs, although I don't know, I'm assuming the ones that he's going to get are the new HCSs. I don't know if he's going to keep getting the old ones. But the tolerances on those are ridiculous. They're so tight. Let's just try the other one, see if they both feel the same. Then he waddled away, waddle, waddle, waddle. This one feels like it might be giving a little bit more feedback, but not much. So they feel pretty comparable. Glassy. A nice smooth bearing. All right, let's see what we find in between. This one, in theory, I'm kind of interested in the sense that, in theory, the balls are still harder than the races. So there's still, in theory, could be some, that's a little bit more likely to have some break in and improve, in theory, in my mind. But I can see from my mind's eye. I make up scenarios in my head. I remember the things I said. I know, man, I wish I was dead. What is it that scares me? What do I care what you think? 'Cause you only hurt me. And with your words I sing. Someone tell me what that is. If you can tell me what that is, I'll be impressed. All right, so let's see what we got here. It's funny, that feels in between the two. a little bit more feedback than that. Let's hear the noise. There's a little bit more grittiness to this one than that, maybe even more than that. But it still feels a little dampened, a little quieter, a little smoother. Yet somehow has a little bit more of an aggressive feel. Yeah, I think this is the one that I like more. So let's do this. Let's just quickly check the other one. Thanks for bearing with me, Internet. We're 15 minutes in. Rocking and rolling. No cuts, no edits. Real talk on here. I don't know what that means, real talk, but real talk. Real street. Real recognize real. You ain't never been to Rio. You never seen Rio. You never had real thoughts. Anyway. Lock it in. Unquiet hands bearing removal tool. Really nice if you didn't know. If you don't know, now you know. Maybe a little smoother. All right, let's try it in a bar. Let's go head to head. Then he waddled away, waddle, 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 to the very next day. Stupid duck song stuck in my head. You guys know the duck song? It's actually funny, there's 3 versions of that song, and one version he has he's talking to the man at the lemonade stand, and then the next version he is talking to a lady at a convenience store, and then the third version he convinces the guy at the lemonade stand to go to the girl at the lemonade store to trick her so he can go in and ask her for things, but then I think they end up like sort of falling in love or getting together or hitting it off or something like that. I'm not sure how much they explicitly say in the song, but that's kind of the impression that I got. Thought that was kind of cute. All right, let's put it in the bar. Oh, that feels nice, y'all. That kind of squeaking. Sorry, off frame. Damn it, I'm doing terrible in this video. Not my finest work, internets. I love the spin profile of this one. It's got that like almost like blade and then the rest of the spinner around it. It's nice. You can hear it slowing down. It feels like it's going really fast, but you can, if you listen to the sound, you can hear it slowing down pretty quickly. Yeah, let's give this one a spin. That's going to be really loud. Anyway, I can dampen that. Maybe on the Voda. That's still going to be loud too. I was thinking we could do a spin time live, but we'll see. Let's try this. Definitely feels more aggressive in here. But that's what we can expect. And let's just throw it in a different try for giggles. Because I did get the atrium out here because I wanted to try it in something in a different try. And I like the atrium and I like how it feels. So I thought 2 tries side by side would be good. We'll see where we end up here. All right. So this is interesting. First experience with full ceramics. And, you know, they still feel like bearings. They don't feel quite as different as I thought they would, especially with as much spinning as I do. I can usually tell subtleties in bearings. They still feel different than a lot of other bearings, but not... Ooh, ooh. Oh, that's good. That's really good in there. Wow, somehow it feels fast while yet still giving some resistance. And I know it's not going to be that fast of a bearing, but it feels fast. All right, we're gonna do the run. Whoops, I put the biting buttons on here. I wasn't even paying attention. I was so focused on the spinner. Let's throw the cupola buttons on here. Oh, even better. It just makes you feel a little more connected to the spinner. One, just for putting like a bearing in it. But also just that feedback and that responsiveness you get from it. So, and waddle away, waddle, 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 to the very next day. Have us up a brew, shall we, Internet? So how are y'all doing today? Let me know what you got going on in your life. Drop something in the comments below on, you know, anything exciting that's going on. It doesn't have to be spinner related, but if you got some spinners coming that you're excited about or thinking of picking some of these bearings up, let me know. You know, we love our man Heck over there. He takes care of us. So a lot of people are loving those new HC3s a lot. Those seem to be going really well. And seem to be getting some really good spin times, I should say. I never really focused on trying to break mine in and getting good spin times on the HC3s because I was kind of under the impression the spin times weren't going to be all that, but some people are getting some really good times. So if you picked up some HC3s and you've been spinning them a lot, give them a good clean, see what happens. Yeah, this is glassy. It's like there's a smoothness to it. There's a smoothness to it. Oh, such a good spinner too. I haven't spun this in a while. I haven't carried this. Might have to come out in rotation for a little bit. Excuse me, I burped. Yeah, there's a glassiness to this that's interesting. I think for the people that really like the SBV2s and the smoothness, I think you really like this because this does give you something a little different. It's hard to explain, but at the same time is a very smooth spinner. So I think this is the one if you're someone that really likes smooth spinners, smooth bearings. Like if you're thinking of trying a hybrid, a full ceramic, this is probably the one that you would be the happiest with without getting shell-shocked by the feedback. Maybe shell-shocked is a strong word, but this is the subtlest of them. So I like the way that feels, but I don't know. I think the hybrid ceramic, the hybrid full ceramic hybrid with the zirconium races and the balls, silicon nitride balls. Let's go full silicone. That doesn't feel as fast. You feel like it's a slower bearing, a little more resistance. I'd be curious what the spin times are. But that's what I expect from a full ceramic. Oodles of feedback in a nice way. It's not like a grindy, dirty bearing. I've said that before. So if you're someone that's looking for the full ceramic experience, pick this up. If you're someone that's maybe wants to try out a ceramic, but you like those SBV2s and the one drops, you like those smooth bearings, that's the one to go with. And then for somewhere kind of in between and a good mix, I kind of really like the way this feels. I think it would depend on the spinner, but I think for the most part, these would be the ones that I would like. Depending on the spinner, I'd probably want to try each of these in a spinner. But they're kind of, again, they're pricey, so they're not going to be something you put in all your spinners. So take that Grail spinner that you really like and, give these a whirl in there and see what you like, see what you get. That's nice. We're off to the races with this one. I shouldn't say off to the races because it doesn't feel as fast. I feel like I'm tilling up the land. Yeah, I really like that too. Yeah, and this particular spinner, I think I actually might even like this more. So they're good. They're fun. It's something a little different. It's something exciting, If you're kind of like me, where I'm kind of at a weird spot with, there's not a ton of new spinners that I've really got my eye on and that I'm interested in. You can certainly look at, again, it's exciting to get new bearings, and then you can kind of breathe new life into a lot of your spinners, right? You pick up these, just this multi-pack here for $36, plus a couple bucks shipping. I think it was $39. And then you can just go wild in all your spinners, right? Like all of a sudden it gives you something to do. Try these in all your spinners, even if they're like press fits, right? Give it, an hour for the Loctite to dry and spin on. Let's try the smooth one in here. Let's try these buttons instead. Will they work? I just don't like those biting buttons, yo. I've never hidden that fact. I think the VC EDC buttons are kind of garbage. I like their spinners, but their buttons are kind of garbage. See, that feels really nice to me, but again, I don't know if it's nice to have, but I don't know if it offers me something that I wouldn't get in a normal hybrid ceramic or stainless steel. There is a scratchy vibration that you kind of get. It's subtle, but it's there that you don't find in other non-ceramic bearings. Yeah, it's good. All right, internet. That's where we're gonna leave it. You know, I'll probably do some spin time stuff with them. I'll probably post them around over in the spin time groups on Facebook. But yeah, definitely need to. Oh, we got one of each in here, don't we? We got. It actually should be like this, right? Listen to it go, internet. All right, I love you, internet. Sip of beer. And kisses.